Hello everyone in YouTube world. It's your old buddy Dietrich, and today I am driving my 2023 Acura Integra A-Spec with technology package and manual transmission. I have owned this car for just over a year. It is currently showing 7,842 miles on the odometer. I do own multiple vehicles, so no single one of my cars gets a ton of miles put on it, but I have lived with this car for a year, so I'm going to give you my report on my experience so far. First of all, reliability. It's a brand new car. It's got 7,800 miles on it, and nothing really has gone wrong with it. No unscheduled repairs, no warranty repairs. Everything is cool. The only glitch that I had with this car is when I first got it, up until the point where I got the first oil change, the auto start stop system never did anything. It always showed a message on the screen saying auto start stop unavailable, system charging or warming up or whatever. And I didn't really think a whole lot of it. And then after I got my first oil change service at an Acura dealer, after that, magically the system started working. So I don't know if like they plugged it into their dealer computer and it reset something or turned it on or what, but the auto start stop didn't work before the first oil change and does work now. I know this is a system that a lot of people on the internet absolutely hate. I don't mind it. If you're wondering how it works with a manual transmission, when you bring the car to a complete stop and let the clutch out, so you're just idling in neutral, it'll kill the engine, and then as soon as you push the clutch in, it restarts it to get going again. So that's the way the system functions with a stick shift, at least on this particular car. There is a button to turn it off if you really hate it, but I don't mind it. So other than that, what do I like about this car? Almost everything. I really like the way it drives. The handling is fantastic, especially for a front-wheel drive car. I love the feel of the manual transmission in this particular car. Honda, Acura, and Porsche, in my estimation, make the nicest feeling, slickest manual transmissions in the industry, and this car is no exception. It gets pretty good mileage. I real world average between 33 and 34 miles to the gallon, and that's a mix of highway and city driving, and I do have a relatively heavy foot sometimes when it's not raining as it is now. So today we're just taking it easy in the rainstorm. It's gonna get to work safe and sound. I like all the cool features of the technology package, the wireless Apple CarPlay, the heads-up display, which you may or may not be able to see on the camera right now, the parking sensors, the stereo's awesome. It's got a 16-speaker ELS 3D sound system that sounds fantastic. I like all of those features, parking sensors, the little ambient lights on the doors at night does give the car an upmarket feel, and automatic windshield wipers. It's kind of ironic that I'm doing this 1 year-ish review on a rainy day, because the day that I got this car, the last test drive I took in it right before I bought it, it was sprinkling a little bit and the wiper came on. I was like, it has automatic wipers? Sold. Just the little thing I needed to kick me over the cliff and make the deal, and that was what it was. So I like almost everything about this car. What do I not like about this car? Honestly, I have two complaints, and they are both extremely nitpicky, but it's these little things that you notice. So first of all, the heads-up display is great. If it's showing up on the camera right now, it's showing what it thinks the speed limit on this road is based on the last speed limit sign that the car's camera saw. It's showing my current speed, and it's also showing the directions, which are active from my Apple CarPlay. What it doesn't show is RPM for the engine or what gear you're in with the manual transmission. What gear you're in with the manual transmission would be a nice to have, but it would be really cool if there was some way that it could show the tachometer on there. And I know it's possible because I drove a 2004 Corvette recently that did it. So if a 20-year-old C5 Corvette with a 4-speed automatic can show me the RPM on the head-up display, I'm confident that this 2023 Acura Integra A-Spec tech could do the same thing, probably with a software update, just to change the graphics on there. So that would be really cool if it had that. The other thing, and this is gonna sound really nitpicky, but I've had at least a dozen cars over the years with heated seats. The heated seats in this car are the weakest ones I've ever experienced. They really barely warm the seat up. They don't do a whole lot. Even if you put it on level 3 high, you don't feel it that much. So the heated seats suck. I wish it showed my RPM on the heads-up display. Other than that, this car's great. The handling's great. It's, in my opinion, it's much faster than its 200 horsepower rating would indicate, especially on the highway in 6th gear. The way that it is geared, I have now reached an indicated 77 miles per hour in my attempt to not impede traffic on this Southern California freeway. And it's doing, now I'm at 75, it's doing like right at 3,000 RPM. So the way that the gearing and the transmission matches with the little 1.5 liter turbo engine really gives it very, very good acceleration. When I got this car, the Type S Integra was not out yet. Obviously, the Type S is now out. It has basically 60% more horsepower than this car has, and I have driven a Type S. It is for sure the next level of performance compared to this car. The steering is much tighter, like not much tighter, but it's much more responsive. Like the Type S has a really immediate turn-in feel that this car does kind of lack, although this one has plenty of confidence with the handling. And of course the Type S is faster. Not really sure if it's worth it, to be honest with you. I mean, if you want the best of the best, and I can certainly understand that, then the Type S is what it is in the Integra line. And I'm certainly have considered trading this in for a Type S, but at the end of the day, the increased cost just isn't worth it to me. And the price jump between right now what an A-Spec tech with a manual would cost you and what a Type S would cost you, depending on what the dealers are doing with the Type S's in your area, you know, you're looking at spending $15,000, maybe $20,000, $25,000 more for the Type S. Type S is certainly better. It's not worth that much more money. So either wait until the markups are completely gone or get an A-Spec tech, because it's still a fantastic car. Here we go. It's time to merge onto the legendary 405 freeway. It is raining. It is early February 2024, and this is what is apparently called an atmospheric river. And it kind of does feel like I'm driving through a river sometimes, so I guess that is an apt name for whatever this weather phenomenon is. But yeah, basically that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm not going to drag this thing out any longer than it needs to be. Been very, very happy with my little Acura Integra. Super cool car, super fun to drive, gets good mileage, practical as far as the cargo space goes. Passenger space in the back room is a little limited, but I personally don't really care about that because I don't sit back there. And that's all I got to say. If you have one of these cars, leave me a comment. Let everybody else know how you've been doing with yours. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. I'll do my best to answer your question. And always like my videos and subscribe to my channel, please. And thank you. And have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.